Hey, what's up? I'm Liz, the Splitsay DIY, and this could be the last holiday project of the season. If you don't like the holidays for whatever reason, I apologize. We are going to be going back to regularly scheduled programming as soon as all the hubbub is over. But with all that being said, the last project I've got is a 3D printed Santa ornament. Now, I designed this in Fusion 360. It was an experience. I'm still learning how all that works, and even now I know like a much better way to get a lot of these shapes in properly. But the design worked. It printed on my Monoprice little printer, and I was pretty excited about it. The only thing was I had done some slight miscalculations, and I needed to shrink this down a little bit to make it fit on the build plate. Now, this isn't just a standalone plastic ornament. There's also electronics in the back. As you can see, we've got a Gemma board from Adafruit, a little button, a speaker, and a LiPo battery underneath. And so basically when I turn on the Gemma and I press the button, put it near my mic so you can hear it, it plays a little thing of "We Wish You a Merry Christmas." So I was able to code that with the Arduino IDE using the tone library, and I set up the button to have the internal pull up, so then I could just connect it to data and ground without having to worry about a resistor and 5 volt and everything. Makes it a little bit easier for those embedded applications. But you may notice there's no back and everything's just kind of force fit in, which I'm excited to force fit in, but I had originally planned to have a little backing in here that would close up, but again, just the learning curves and still like kind of tuning my 3D printer, I wasn't getting a great result. I also should have made this hole a little bit deeper. Originally I was going to use a trinket, but I switched to the Gemma because it was a little bit flatter. It already had a JST connector on it on the top, so it wasn't going to add thickness. With the trinket, you can solder a JST connector on the bottom. I was going to do that, but I was going to make it too high for the enclosure. And then once I just started kind of playing around and fitting everything in, I just realized that the door just wasn't going to be possible. It was originally going to have just 2 slats that fit into these little holes that I had back here. And then there was a little kind of circle with a metric 2.5 screw hole, and I was able to get those to fit with the both on here and also on the lid. They fit together, so I was excited about that part at least. I just needed a little bit more space, and I know that going forward now, and also now that I'm using the Gemma, I could actually kind of redesign this whole back plate for next year. But I was glad that I was able to get everything to force fit at least, and for the purposes of this ornaments, it can be kind of like this and be okay. It's just going to, well, not just, it's going to a family member, so it's going to be all right. But instead of ragging on this thing, let's talk about how I got the different colors. I painted using just some acrylic paint. Target actually has really cheap and awesome acrylic paint now in every color of the rainbow. If you go to their craft section, it's their own brand. So I was able to use some red for the hat. I went for a very a risky pink for the face, I'll admit, but I like it. I like things to be bright and crazy at the holidays, so I went for it. And then just some black for the eyes. I put a little bit of paint in the little cutout for the mouth to give a little bit more definition. But overall, for a first kind of design of a shape beyond something that's a support structure in Fusion 360, I'm pretty happy with it. Ooh, don't throw Santa. I'm pretty happy with it, you know? I like that the electronics fit at least in some way. And yeah, also a little hook so you can hang on your tree or wherever you want to hang it. But yeah, that's the Santa ornament. Because it's not 100%, and I'm not sure if I want to recommend people make it right now. I'm not sure that I'm going to put the files up for download. I'll put a code up on my GitHub, but if you do want the STL files, let me know and I'll post them. But I just want to I don't want to put it out there yeah, make this, it works perfectly. You know what I mean? Especially for a holiday project. So just let me know in the comments if you want access to these files. And I just want to say too, like this wasn't originally planned for me to 3D print an ornament. I had planned to do an ornament project with electronics, but I had actually planned to make them out of felt by sewing them. I've done that before. And then once I got the 3D printer, and it wasn't even until like I'd had it for about a week that I thought, why don't I try 3D printing it? So this was definitely an experiment, and I'm overall happy with how it came out. I've already learned a lot about planning, designs, and everything like that. So there's a big learning curve, but once you get into it, like you do start to learn a lot. And as I said before, I'm going to have more coverage on 3D printing in the channel after the new year. So there's that. I just want to close with one model that does work that you can print for an ornament. So I'll put the thing number on the screen here so that you can download Thingiverse. I'll link it down below. This is a fun, like, orby ornament, and it's totally hollow. You can see, and there's little stars around it. It just hangs. It's a fun print. You do need supports. I tried printing it without supports as like an experiment. I've been doing some stuff like that just to get a feel for how everything's going to work. And like it failed spectacularly, so print with supports. But pretty happy with how this came out. This is also going to be a gift. That's been kind of the fun thing of doing the holiday content. Like everything I've made as a project has actually been a gift for someone, so it's been kind of pulling double duty. So yeah, this is a fun ornament, and it definitely prints and it works. So I'll link that down below if you want to do some last minute 3D printing for some Yuletide cheer. So 3D printing is going to be decorating various trees in my life this year. Let me know down in the comments if you also 3D printed anything like that. And yeah, that's going to wrap everything up for these holiday projects. If you liked it, toss me a thumbs up, leave me a question or comments down below. I hope that you and your family or your friends or whoever you celebrate with have a wonderful holiday season. If you don't celebrate, I still hope that you have a wonderful time and just being alive. And I hope that the new year brings you great things. I hope it also maybe brings the world a little bit of peace and tranquility. I think we need it right now. And before I get too sappy, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing for more content that's in the same vein, but we aren't going to be doing Santa all year, or menorahs, or snow globes, or anything like that. But we're going to be doing a lot of DIY, wonderful, technical, electrical things coming forward. So again, thank you so much for watching. And until next time, this has been Blitz City DIY.